All right, YouTube Studio, whenever you're ready. It's always the case. Always gotta wait for YouTube Studio, right? All right. Well, the good thing is I see myself. Now let's just hope, everything goes smooth. But what's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another Cleveland Guardians game preview live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed the, what was it, 4 days off? I know I did, even though I did stream the All-Star game. It was fun. Stephen Kwan with the clutch game-tying RBI base hit in the bottom of the ninth. Top of the ninth. Tie the game and then lose in the home run swing off because Bonehead Boone chose freaking Noodle Bataranda. Now, someone did make a great point that they could only choose from the players that were there. And apparently, the broadcast had said that a lot of the starters had already, they got changed and went home once they were pulled from the game. So no Aaron Judge, no Vladdy, none of the starters were, I think, even still in uniform. Still, you chose Jonathan Aranda? Wow, okay. All right. All that matters was the fact that Stephen Kwan didn't completely embarrass himself for the most part, right? Not like the Tigers hitters did. Whew. The White Sox didn't even have a hitter in this game, and they still had a better game at the plate. That's tough. But anyways, the All-Star break is over, and the Guardians return to action tomorrow night as they begin a 3-game series against the A's. The Oakland / Sacramento / Las Vegas, who the Guardians took 2 of 3 against in Sacramento when they played them last month, coming off that West Coast trip. And of course, it was after that West Coast trip that the Guardians embarked on the worst stretch of baseball that we have seen in a very long time. So, of course, we're going to start off by going over the series real quick. Won't be much to talk about. And then I'll get into my second half predictions for the entire MLB. All right? Okay. So, starting us off tomorrow night, July 18th, 7:10 p.m., JP Sears will face Slade Ciccone. JP is 7-7, 4.79 ERA, 79 Ks. Against Slade, 4-4, 3.44 ERA, 56 Ks. These two faced off last month in the series finale in Sacramento. The Guardians would go out and blank the A's 3-0. And as far as who's had success against Sears, Fry, Hedges, Jones, and Kwan all have RBIs, as does J-Ram. That's really it. No homers. Now against Ciccone, only Langoliers, Rooker, and Schumann have RBIs, and again, no homers. Yeah, okay. I'm surprised they don't have Tanner starting us off. Interesting. But that's the first game. Going into game number 2, we'll get our first look at Luis Severino, who's 2-11 with a 5.16 ERA, 81 Ks. Logan Allen, 6-7, 4 ERA, 70 Ks. By the way, let's take a look at what JP and Slade have done. Of course, Slade has been up and down, but it seems like he's finally, possibly starting to figure it out. What's up, Wandale? Says sweep. He's hoping for a sweep. I mean, I would love it. I really would. Clayton, what's up, buddy? Rudy, of course, with the trolling. Second half prediction. Yankees defeat Dodgers in the World Series. Okay. Las Vegas A's of Sacramento. Formerly of Oakland. Quandale with the skull like, I'm dead. Well, Clayton with a bold one. Tigers, Dodgers World Series. Let me just say this. If the Tiger hitters can't do what they did, if they do what they did in the All-Star game, they're not winning a game in the playoffs. All their hitters, they had 4 hitters. None of them got a hit. In fact, all the runs given up by the American League were by AL Central pitchers. Mostly Tigers. You know, Trick Skubal and Casey Mize. Yeah, that's tough. Tigers World Series. Yeah, that's funny. It's a good joke. J.P. Sears coming off a game against the Braves. 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 6 Ks. And Slade, of course, got a win for the first time in a while, as he went out and shoved against Houston. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 9 Ks. And yeah, he got a win. That's big. Big for him. Now, looking at Logan Allen, another pitcher that's been very up and down. He had arguably one of his better games the last time we saw him. Seeing something too. Like, he looked great. Only gave up what? 1 hit? Yeah, against the White Sox. Granted, it's the White Sox, but still. 6 innings, 1 hit, 2 runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks against the Sox. Got the win. Snapped a little funk of his. So that's good. All right. Beautiful outing for him. Love to see that. Severino has not won a game in a while. He's 1-6 in his last 7. In 6.50 ERA. Yikes. He's coming off a loss to the Jays. 4 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 8 Ks. Now, before that, against the Yankees and the Giants, he got shellacked. 5 runs in each game, 3 walks, and then 2 walks, and then didn't really get many strikeouts. And he was lucky to go barely 4 innings. Game log wise, his last win came in June 13th against Kansas City. His worst outing by far was against the Tigers on June 24th. 5 innings, but 7 runs allowed and 2 homers. That's without a doubt his worst outing by far. No, wait. May 11th against the Yankees, 9 hits, 8 runs. And 4 innings. So, yeah, when he is not locked in, when he gives up hits, he gives up hits. Yeah, Oakland sports is dead. Like, it is. Unless you want to count, like, you know, minor league soccer or whatever. USL soccer. They have a soccer team, and I think they have a minor league baseball team, like semi-pro or whatever. But in terms of Big 4 sports, they're done. He's done. He's better on the road. Who's better on the road? Severino? Well, let me see here. His last road start came against the Yankees on June 29th. Got shellacked. 3 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned. Now, if you're talking about Logan, he is actually better on the road, which is funny, and it makes absolutely 0 sense. But hey, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. I just need him to shove at home. That would be great. Yeah, his last road start before the White Sox game was against the Giants, and he actually did really well. So that, again, that makes absolutely 0 sense, but I'm not going to complain. But Sears, talked about him. Saccone, of course, talked about him. Logan Allen. Well, he's 6-7 with a 4 ERA, 70 Ks. Severino 2-11, 5.16 ERA, 81 Ks. Yeesh. J-Ram, 3 homers, 5 RBIs, and 13 at-bats, batting .385 with a 15.06 OPS. He rakes against Severino. Santana, 1 homer, 3 RBIs, 19 at-bats, 211 average, 707 OPS. So, not the greatest. Now against Logan, Schumann, 1 for 2 with a 2,500 OPS, so that's really good. 1 homer, 1 RBI. And Urshela has an RBI. And again, that's it. They've only faced him 1 time, though. In fact, Luis Severino, 2-1 career against the Guardians, hasn't faced us since 2018, though. 3.26 ERAs, 27 Ks, and 5 appearances. Yeah. And his most recent outing was in 2018 against us, where he went 5 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs, 2 homers. No decision. Now, Logan Allen versus Athletics. I have a feeling the Guardians will get shut down by Severino. Knowing our luck, we probably will. God forbid. Logan Allen, 2-0 against the A's. Yeah. He's 2-0, but where he gave up 3 runs apiece. So hopefully he can avoid that this time around. That would be nice. That would be cool. All right. So obviously we already faced JP Sears. Like I said, we shut him down. We shut down the A's, put up 3 on him. Slate on the mound. But now let's get into the final game. It'll be Jeffrey Springs against Gavin Williams. Again, we faced Springs last time. He shut us down. And Tanabibi couldn't do anything about it, really. He just got whacked. Springs, 8-6, 3.93 ERA, 86 Ks. Gavin is 5-4, 3.70 ERA, 95 Ks. And against Springs, only Ana Martinez has a homer and an RBI. J-Ram has a homer and 2 RBIs. Santana has a homer and an RBI and 5 at-bats. But yeah, they haven't really faced him much. And against Gavin, they've only faced him 1 time. And I believe that was last year. So, yeah, let's look up Gavin. Yeah. Gavin, 4 runs on 4 hits, 3 walks, and 4 innings again, and 4 Ks in 5 2/3 innings 2023 at home. Got a no decision out of it. Now, Gavin, obviously, we saw what happened against the White Sox. Not even a need to talk about that one. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even think he does either. Now, Springs, yeah. Well, right now it's Jays, Yankees, Red Sox, Rays, and O's. I didn't get a single one right. The Jays flipped on me, bruh. Literally, take the Jays, move them to the front, everything else is right. That's the only one I got wrong, the freaking Jays. That's freaking hilarious. Take the Jays and move them to the front, and boom, there you go. That's the only thing I got wrong. Take the Jays, move them to the front, and boom, I cooked. Now, the AL Central, funny enough, I got this one horribly wrong. Really? Just flip? Well, I mean, the Guardians, I thought they were going to be in second because I thought they were going to be good. Well, we're fourth, technically. If you take the loss column, we're technically tied for second. But yeah, the Tigers obviously lead the Central. The rest is just a jumbled mess. Twins, Royals, and Guardians are all within a game of each other. Half a game, actually. And then there's the White Sox down below, which everybody with a IQ above dead fish would have gotten that one right. Now, the funnest one, I think, was probably the AL West. Obviously, I had it Astros, Mariners, Rangers, A's, and Angels as my final. Astros, Mariners, Rangers, A's, Angels. Well, it's Astros, Mariners, Rangers, Angels, A's. Rangers, Angels, A's. Rangers. To the team from Sacramento and Anaheim to freaking, all I would need to do is the flip flop them, and boom, I would have got that one right too. Wow. That's crazy how that works, right? Wow. So once again, here's a look. Again, I pretty much damn near got it almost on the dot, right? Let me actually do this. I don't want y'all freaking spotting on my freaking page there. There we go. Man, what do you watch in your free time? What does it matter to you? Believe it or not, I do watch ASMR videos mainly for when I'm doing thumbnails. I gotta have something on in the background. And for some reason, I function amazingly with like that kind of stuff just rolling in the background. I literally turn it on and I just don't even care about it. The sounds. They help me lock in. All right. You know what? You see my channel, by the way. Go subscribe, of course. So that's the American League. Do I dare see what I had for the National League? So we've zoomed forward. And like it says in the comment section, I ended my stream far too early. So I put the NL West down below. But for the NL Central, or NL East, I had Phillies, Braves, Mets, Nats, and Marlins. NL Central, Cubs, Reds, Brewers, Cardinals, Pirates. All right. So let me turn that down. All right, so let's go and look at see what happened. All right. NL East. Phillies, Mets, Marlins in third? Braves and Nats. Oh my God. Phillies, Braves. Yeah, I got that one all messed up. The Phillies, I think, are still winning the division. They're only up by half a game. It's them and the Mets. The other three teams are just incredibly unserious. So, yeah, it's just them and the Mets right now. Surely they won't fumble it. Right? NL Central. Cubs, Brewers, Cardinals, Reds, Pirates. And only one I got right. Cubs. Well, I mean, the Cubs and the Pirates are the ones I got right. The other three, you just mix them around and you get it. And then, of course, for the NL West, I had it going Dodgers, D-backs, Giants, Padres, Rockies. Dodgers, Padres, Giants, D-backs, Rockies. So yeah, again, another mix-up mess, except for the Dodgers and Rockies. Those two were gimmies. So that is it for the recap portion, right? Once again, this is what I had. And again, you go down to the comments section of the video to look at what I had for the NL West because I was being an idiot and I ended the stream too early. All right. So now I can exit out of this and I can officially exit out of the standings. So, of course, here's how the standings currently go, right? Actually, what I could do is this. Move to, there we go. I could just move it to that tab. There we are. Look at that, eh? But now, it's time for my second half predictions. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to move these under my big ass head so I don't look awkward as hell doing this. Okay. There we go. All right, so let's start off. I'll pull up the standings right here so we have them on deck. AL East, again, right now, it's Jays, Yankees, Red Sox, Rays, and O's. And the Jays, Yankees, Red Sox, and Rays are all within striking distance of one another. But man, you got to figure when it comes to who I have winning the division, I have a hard time picking against these guys. I would love to see the Jays hold on to it. But unfortunately, I got to go Yankees winning the division. Second place, I think the Jays are going to hold on to second. The Red Sox, they'll go to third. And then it doesn't really matter who finishes in fourth. But I'm going to go Rays in fourth. I think they will keep up. But I just don't know if they have what it takes, really. And then, of course, in fifth, I think the O's just round out everything. I think the division will be really close, but I just don't see the O's really having much. They're going to probably sell off pieces, and we'll see what happens. Maybe they make me look like an idiot, and they roll and they go on a tear and somehow slip into the wild card. You never know. But yeah, I got the Yankees winning the AL East. Shocker. I think they're going to go out in the trade deadline. They're going to add at least a starter or something, probably some beef for the bullpen, and maybe a bat or two. Yeah, because they need it. Time. AL Central, as much as I would love to see the Tigers choke, of course, you look at the division right now. I mean, the Tigers have a stranglehold on the division. Tigers, Twins, Royals, Guardians. Yeah. I mean, the White Sox are not going to come back. They stink. They're probably going to sell whatever good pieces they have. Lou Bob, Benintendi, possibly. We'll see about what else. But really, the only one that I think they could get rid of is maybe Luis Robert. That's really it. I don't see them trading anything else because nothing else really is that worth it. Except maybe like a bench bat or something. Talkman or something. I don't know. I don't know. They're not going to trade Vargas. Maybe Talkman. Maybe Taylor. I don't know. But as far as who I have winning the AL Central, I mean, shocker, it's going to be the Tigers. Finishing in second place, I'm going to go Guardians. Yep. Third place, I have Twins. I don't think the Twins really sell off that hard. Royals finish fourth. And finishing in a long, distant fifth, I have the Sox. If I had to change anything, though, I could see the Twins finishing in 4th if they sell. But I don't know. I think the Guardians get a little hot here. This is the start of a huge 13-game stretch for them where they face 3 bad teams, including the last place O's. Right? They have A's, O's, A, O, and then the Royals, and then the Rockies. That's 13 solid games. Do I think they're going to go 13-0? No. But man, I would love to see them go on a 13-game win streak. Oh my God. But if I had to give my prediction, like 7-6, 9-4, 5, around there. Yep, right around there somewhere. I think they'll be hovering around 500 come deadline time. And they'll probably sell off a couple pieces, maybe buy a piece or two, especially if they're on a hot streak, they might buy a little. They're not going to go hardcore. They're going to probably low-key buy, a little something, something, Hang on, I'll be right back, guys. All right, we're back. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with the Guardians. They could easily flub it and go 4-9 or worse. This is a big stretch, though. If they want to be legit buyers at the deadline, this is a big stretch for them. But I'm going to go, I think that's a perfect way to put it. It'll be a back and forth mess. Meanwhile, the Tigers are probably just going to coast their way to a division title. But man, I would laugh so freaking hard if they choked it. That'd be a generational choke. Mm-hmm. Yep. And all it takes is the Guardians or the Twins to get hot and make things very interesting, right? Now we go to the AL West. It's Astros, Mariners, Rangers, Angels, and A's. I don't really see much changing there. Astros are doing this, and they're the literal most injured team in the American League. They have like 16 dudes on the IL, and they're going to be getting healthier. And they're probably going to add 2 at the deadline. And they're only going to get better. And so, there you go. They're going to win it with ease. In second place, I got the Seattle Mariners. Finishing in third, I got the Rangers. And then rounding it out, I'm going to go... A's are actually going to finish in fourth. Angels are going to finish in fifth. Another year with no Mike Trout in the playoffs. Unfortunately. The Angels are going to angel, and they're probably going to stink it up and turn a lot of it. Because that's what they do. Now, going to the NL side. NL East, like I've said, Phillies and Mets running away with it. And Marlins, Braves, and Nats are pretty much just fighting each other at this point. So with that, I think the NL East will go Phillies and Mets. But it could easily go Mets and Phillies. If the Phillies don't fix their bullpen, I got the Mets winning the division. I don't know if the Phillies are going to. Dombrowski has hinted that he's going to go big game hunting at the trade deadline. But I don't know, man. The Mets might win that division. As far as who finishes in third, right now it's Miami in third, Atlanta in fourth, Washington in fifth. Go Atlanta finishing in third. Coming up in fourth, she's going to say Miami. And then Washington comes in a close fifth. NL Central, right? You got the Cubs, Brewers, Cardinals, Reds, and Pirates. Cubs are going to have their hands full dealing with the Brewers all second half. Cardinals, Reds, and Pirates are going to be fighting for maybe a wild card spot, I think. But I think when it comes to who wins the division, man, I'm gonna go Brewers. They're gonna snatch it from right under the Cubs' nose too. Cubs are gonna finish in second. Reds will finish in third. In fourth, I'm gonna go St. Louis. And unfortunately, Pittsburgh once again rounds that out in fifth. And then for the NL West, this is probably the easiest one to pick. It's right now Dodgers, Padres, Giants, D-backs, and Rockies. The Dodgers are doing this just like the Astros. They're one of the most injured teams in the league, and they're going to get guys back. And you know damn well they're going to add at the deadline. You will add. They might even call up my Guardians and try to pull a move for Class A. Because Tanner Scott's pissing them off. But man, if you get pissed off watching Tanner Scott, you're really going to hate it when Emmanuel Clase's out there throwing 100-mile-per-hour freaking knuckleball, curve, slider, whatever. Or cutter. And then he gives up a tank to somebody because he doesn't strike people out. Yeah, I'm going to go when it comes to who wins this division. It's pretty easy. Dodgers, all day, every day. In second place, I'm actually going to go with the Giants. Then the Padres, Diamondbacks, and then the Rockies. So there you have it. Those are my picks, my predictions. I can't wait until one of the teams I have finishing in fourth or fifth go on an absolute tear and they shock everybody and win the division. Now, in terms of the wild card teams in the American League, as much as I would love to see us do it, I don't know if I can trust us. I think we'll finish in a very, very close sixth or seventh, just outside looking in. Honestly, though, that moment when I remember that there's 3 wild card teams, I think it'll go exactly as you see it. Actually, no. No, it ain't going to go like that. No. Yankees, Jays, and Red Sox out of the American League East. Tigers, Guardians, and Astros out of the rest of the divisions. Guys, I switched up last second. If the Guardians do what they've done recently, slip in. Or slide in as the doors are closing, like in those classic James Bond movies, right? Or Indiana Jones. Right as the door is like about to close, like it's about to literally just boom, hit the ground and dude slides underneath. That'd be the Guardians. But if the Guardians don't make it, it's going to be Yankees, Jays, Red Sox, Tigers, and then Astros and Mariners. Yeah. That's what it'll be. But I do think we make it. We'll see, though. It'll be tough. Now, National League side, obviously you got your division winners. I got the Phillies, the Cubs, and the Giants. Evenly represented across all 3. Now, if another team was to jump in, I think the Reds would do it. Mhm. I think they get their act together. We've seen how the Guardians played when Tito was here, right? In the second half, they would always go on a tear. If the Reds do that, they're getting in the wild card. Yeah. But I right now think it'll be a two from each division in the National League. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for that, guys. And have a good rest of your night. Again, I'll be live. I might go live tomorrow. Honestly, depends on how I'm feeling. I might go live tomorrow. We'll see. So with that being said, guys, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go, Guards. I'll see you guys later. Tomorrow I have another position preview as well for the linebackers. That'll be fun. I'm out. Bye. Let's have a good second half, please. Let's start the second half like we ended the first half. Those final 6 games or 7 games, going 6-1. Let's do that here, right? Let's do that. Yeah, they're 12 games back. Anything can happen. They get hot. Watch out. You never know. But yeah, guys, I'll see y'all later. And also keep in mind, the Guardians are 12 games back of the division, but they're only 4.5 out of the wild card. That'd be enough to make the Guardians front office go delusional, and make a couple trades to get us into the wild card. Maybe even go on a run and snatch one from the Tigers or something. I don't know. It'll be tough though. But if any team can do it, it's this trendy ass team that we have. All right, guys. Have a good rest of your night. See you guys tomorrow for Guards A's. I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go, Guards. And I'm out. Bye bye. Again. Yeah.